Hey there, I'm Eliza with Ancestral Evolution, and today we're going to be making natto. But not just any kind of natto. We're going to be making mung bean natto in an Instantpot. So what the heck is natto? So natto is this Japanese fermented soybean dish, which is traditionally eaten for breakfast, and it has tons of vitamin K2 in it. This episode is brought to you by vitamin K2.
Bring out your K!
Vitamin K2 is responsible for making sure that calcium that you eat gets to where it needs to go, like your bones and your teeth, and not in your blood vessels and your breast tissue or other tissue in your body. So really important to get enough K2. In natto, the vitamin K2 is produced by a bacteria called Bacillus subtilis. Traditionally, natto is made by culturing soybeans with this bacteria, Bacillus subtilis. But there are a couple problems with soybeans, right? They are high in phytoestrogens, they are high in oxalates, they are high in phytic acid, they are high in lectins. So, and all beans are to some extent, but mung beans are much lower in these things than soybeans are. Now, in the past, we've made natto with chickpeas and also black beans, but the consistency of the chickpea natto wasn't quite what I was looking for, so I'm hoping that it'll be much better with the mung beans. The mung beans, as you can see, are much smaller than chickpeas, and actually they're smaller than the soybeans too. So here you can see some soybeans, and here are some mung beans. There's a significant size difference between them, but the mung beans are going to have a lot more surface area for the bacteria to grow on than these soybeans are. If you are not familiar with mung beans, you may actually have eaten them before if you've eaten any bean sprouts. These are the beans that are traditionally sprouted to make bean sprouts. And like I said, they're much lower in lectins, oxalates, and phytic acid than soybeans are. We don't eat a whole lot of beans in our household. In fact, we don't really eat any beans these days unless they're fermented in something like natto. All right, let's give it a shot and see how it goes. Who doesn't enjoy gooey fermentation experiments in their kitchen? Come on. So I'm going to start with 1 cup of mung beans. And I'm just going to wash them and pick them. All right, so first we're going to soak our beans. I'm going to cover them with just some filtered water. Next I'm going to add just a couple tablespoons of kefir.
It's kefir!
And stir them up. Soaking and adding kefir,
It's kefir!
or whey, is something that will reduce the amount of lectins and phytic acid in our final product. I'm just going to let this sit overnight until the beans have plumped up and they're ready to go. All right, so here are our mung beans, and they've been soaking for about 24 hours now. I just drained and rinsed them in some clean water, and I'm going to stick them in my Instantpot. All right, I'm just going to add enough water to cover them. We'll see how much that is. I'm going to say 1 cup of water in there, filtered water. I'm going to put it in my handy dandy Instantpot here. And we're going to pressure cook these for 1 minute. Yes, you heard that right. 1 minute with a natural pressure release. So I have this thing set for cooking really old layer hen chickens, and they take 2 hours of pressure cooking to cook. So we're decreasing that significantly. Okay, 1 minute. Keep warm is off, and we just have it on the normal, on the high pressure. We're set to sealing on the top, and we're just going to let it do its thing. And when the pressure is completely released naturally, then it's time for the next step. All right, so our beans are done. If you can see down in there. They look pretty good. I'm going to pop these beans out of here and just let them cool for about 25 minutes on the counter. All right, here's our beans. They are significantly cooler than they were, but they are still a little bit warm, so that's fine. So I've just got a square of previously made natto here, and I am going to stir it into my beans with a sterile spoon that I sterilized with some boiling water here. I'm just gonna kind of mix this up, trying to get the bacteria distributed on all these mung beans as much as I can. All right, now I'm gonna put it back in my Instant Pot here. I'm gonna close up the lid, change this to venting. To incubate our bacteria here, we're gonna put it on the yogurt setting, and we're gonna put it on the normal, and we say it defaults to 8 hours. I'm gonna up that to 16. So there we go. This is gonna incubate for about 16 hours, and the normal temperature setting for yogurt puts this, I was looking up, it's between like 90 and 110, which is pretty perfect for natto. So we're gonna come back in the morning and check it out. All right, so moment of truth. It's been 16 hours and we're gonna check out if we have natto. All right, guys, check this out. We got strands, look at that. Awesome, I think it worked. Ooh, look at those strands. That's looking good. See, that holds together way more than the chickpea natto we made does. And if we kept this stuff in the fridge for a couple days or up to a week or so, these strands would develop even more. So yeah, I am really happy with how this looks. Look at this, guys.
This is awesome.
P.S. It does smell like natto, so it kind of smells like stinky feet right now in my kitchen and in my house. But it's okay because we have a fresh batch of natto, which is awesome. All right, so let's give these guys a taste test. I'm gonna add some coconut aminos and a little bit of sriracha. By the way, if you have not subscribed to our channel, be sure to do that so you won't miss out on future fermentation experiments like this one. All right, moment of truth. Look at these strands, guys. I'm so excited. All right. That's really good. I am very pleased. I really like having a smaller bean as opposed to the chickpeas. I think we got much better bacterial growth from the natto culture. Also, it's a much better mouthfeel, I feel like, with having smaller beans. So anyway, give it a try, see what you think. If you are in the market for an Instantpot, which I highly recommend for this because the yogurt setting is just the perfect thing. You don't need a crazy thermostat setup with your oven or a dehydrator or whatever. The Instantpot is the perfect tool for this. So if you're in the market for one, I'll have a link below to the one that I have, and I think it's great. I think that's it. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, check out our all-natural tallow soap at ancestralevolution.net. We'll see you next time.